Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1231. Hi, I'm Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Today, Bison Bentley, Valentino, Madame Rootabega. And we bring you the interesting news segment called News Random. And I just did dance. I'm dancing for you now. Do you like this dance? I got kind of this groove on.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Okay, it's kind of bad, this groove on. I look like I'm having some kind of seizure, so I will stop now.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Not to make light of seizures, cause that's a bad thing. You don't want to swallow your tongue, and you can sing a song to your friends that say, hey, if you have a droopy face, you're about to have a stroke. So that's not okay, and that's fine to keep that in mind.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
There's a show I like to listen to called Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me on NPR with Peter Sagal.
Mike's
Peter Sagal.
Daily.
He doesn't sound at all like that.
Podcast.
He has a cheery, happy voice.
Yeah.
And he's hilarious. They have great jokes on that show. They were joking recently about how Hillary now, there's so many pictures of her hiking in her fleece jacket and hiking. Selfies, people taking selfies with her. And I thought to myself, hey, I like to hike in my fleece. I even like this Hillary Clinton even more, dang it, and she's not president. But the wonderful, okay, here's what I would like to say. Conservatives that are okay with Donald Trump's Goldman Sachs appointments, okay, wasn't he supposed to drain the swamp? And he's got these Goldman Sachs appointments. Wasn't everybody, including Donald Trump, railing against Hillary Clinton because she got paid to do speeches at Wall Street? Okay, people that are okay with Donald Trump's Goldman Sachs appointments, here's my question to you. What kind of mental gymnastics, hypocritical hypocrisy, snake eating its tail, vomit-strosity do you have to do to be okay with this? I heard the following reasoning. Well, we need to put successful people in there. Why is the left always vilifying successful people? That's what I heard one guy say. Why do we vilify successful people when you've been vilifying Hillary Clinton for giving speeches to successful people? If you think about it, you just go, Look who just walked in. Hello, Michael Master, it's Madame Rootabega. I've never seen a snake eat its own tail. Ooh. Yeah. It kind of is weird when you see that. But isn't that like, that was like a famous, no, that was the chopped up snake. Don't tread on me. But there was somebody that used in their flag a snake eating its tail that I saw a long time ago in a history book somewhere. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm worn out after that rant. I had a wonderful weekend except for this little thing that, oh, look who else is walking. Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant. And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that? Mike, we're starting our own third party. You're starting your own third party? Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, Mike, it's a third party. Do you know that? I can't wait to hear about your third party. Thanks, Mike. Well, you're welcome. I saw this on Facebook. That sound effect should have gone right after I said Facebook. I think I shouldn't spend so much time on Facebook. First off, we had this horrible, horrible fire in Oakland you heard about over the weekend. The warehouse that was being used as some kind of a nightclub or dance party place or something, and it caught fire, burned to the ground, and over 20 people have been killed. Horrible story, terrible. And it made me think about, I was talking about this on my country show, my country radio show that I do on the weekends, heard on countrycrossroadsradio.com, that Oakland is really cool about bringing stuff back, revitalizing things, buildings and stuff to repurpose them and, have things like cool dance parties. But apparently a lot of this was basically people were practically squatting in this place, taking it over and living there, and it had not been up to code. The electrical system was supposedly all horrible. There was the stairs were all makeshift, and those went up for the fire. Those were gone by the time the firemen got there. The stairs were gone, so people were trapped on the second floor. So it's terrible. People that I know that live in Oakland, that live miles and miles away from that spot, were checking in on Facebook that they were okay. Hey, I'm safe. They marked themselves safe. Those mark yourself safe idiots on Facebook. And I was talking with Dalton, who I work with at this radio station that I work on the weekends for. Dalton made this interesting point, and he was on during when we went to that haunted house together. He pointed out that people are basically attention starved, and they need to put the focus on themselves on Facebook. They need to go, look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm safe. You are miles away from where that happened. You checking in makes you out to be the attention starved.
Here's today's podcast picture.
Rhymes with whore. Oh wait, it is whore. That you are. So stop being it's checking in safe people on Facebook. Ridiculous. Dalton and I were laughing to an extent yesterday, and then past that extent. The podcast picture is actually in Podcastro Valley, where I got to see Sylvia, who is an avid fan. Hello, Sylvia. And she loves podcasts. We had an interesting discussion about podcasts on Friday. I met up with her and Leilani, who I walk dogs with, and Hildegard, Hillary. Wait, it's dang it, I messed up people's names. Was it Helga? Well, we had a wonderful time, and I took a picture there. Cafe 4, I have interviewed people at Cafe 4. Erin Sooth interviewed her. You can hear that interview at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com in the interviews section. And that's where we did it. It was at Cafe 4, and there's their wonderful Christmas tree that's up right now as I'm doing this Christmas tree theme meme thing. And past interviews and past podcast pictures can be found at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. There's also the link to Amazon. If you're going to buy anything on Amazon, click on that Amazon link and buy through MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, and it helps support us. There's also the PayPal, and if you'd like to help out that way, you'll get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters. There's also this contest.
Mike's Yuletide Personalized MP3 for Thee contest.
Mikey Fikey.
Email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Tell me what you like or hate about the show. And if we read it here on mikesdailypodcast.com, you'll get a special MP3 for the Yuletide greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters. That's at mikesdailypodcast.com. You can email me, mikesdailypodcast.com. Mike's Daily, what is my email? mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. There. And all that can be found, though, at mikesdailypodcast.com. Now, the segment we call
News Random.
I had really some trouble with this story because I'm not. I hear about it, and well, the federal officials have denied the final permits required for the Dakota Access Pipeline project in North Dakota. Yes, they finally said no. Would this happen under a Trump administration? Probably not. The Army Corps of Engineers on Sunday announced it would instead conduct an environmental impact review of the 1,170-mile pipeline project and determine if there are other ways to route it to avoid a crossing on the Missouri River. Although we have had continuing discussion and exchanges of new information with the Standing Rock Sioux and Dakota Access, it's clear that there's more work to do, said Army Assistant Secretary for Civil Works Joe Ellen Darcy. The best way to complete that work responsibly and expeditiously is to explore alternate routes for the pipeline crossing. The announcement comes one day before the Army Corps of Engineers deadline for demonstrators to leave the protest site. The governor of North Dakota had also issued an emergency evacuation order. Protesters have clashed with police. They have gotten sprayed with water in below zero temperatures, very cold. People getting hypothermia. It's been really bad out there. Attorney General Loretta Lynch said in a Sunday statement that the Department of Justice, quote, will continue to monitor the situation in North Dakota in the days ahead and stands ready to provide resources to help all those who can play a constructive role in easing tensions. Constructive, hear, hear. Constructive role in easing tensions. The department remains committed to supporting local law enforcement, defending protesters' constitutional rights to free speech, and fostering thoughtful dialogue on the matter, she added. The safety of everyone in the area, law enforcement officials, residents, and protesters alike, continues to be our foremost concern. Dakota Access has turned into a flashpoint in both the indigenous rights and anti-fossil fuel movement. The tribe has said the federal government failed to consult it before approving the pipeline's route this summer, and warned the proposed path threatens both cultural heritage sites and drinking water supplies from the Missouri River. Sunday's decision is a major victory for the tribe, which sued against other permitting decisions for the project, pushed the Obama administration to deny it, and rallied tribal allies and anti-pipeline activists to the cause. The Dakota Access developer Energy Transfer Partners says the pipeline route is safe and notes the construction and federal regulators work to consult the tribe before beginning construction, and has a strong ally in President-elect Donald Trump, who supports the project. Energy Transfers didn't immediately respond to the announcement. Supporters blasted the Sunday decision, but noted that the ultimate fate of the project rests with Trump. Yes, it does. Together, an army of protesters calling themselves Water Protectors established a camp in North Dakota south of Bismarck protesting the project, while the tribe fought against it in the courts and within the Obama administration. Democratic lawmakers who sided with the tribe celebrated as well. Local lawmakers and pipeline supporters appeared leery of the announcement, however. But apparently, as one person said, for the next month and a half, nothing about this project will change. That was Democratic Senator Heidi Heitkamp, a Democrat senator of North Dakota, who met with Trump on Friday for a discussion that reportedly included the project and warned that the pipeline still remains in limbo. Heidi Heitkamp said the incoming administration already stated its support for the project, and the courts have already stated twice that it appears the Corps followed the required process in considering the permit. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Next show, it's going to be Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the Engineer. Oh, one real quick segment here I'd like to do.
The word of dog.
At the end of the show today, I was watching another thing when I looked on Facebook that really irritated me was someone that I know through my ex-wife. He got a dog a little bit after I got Basil the Boxer, and something just caused my throat to collapse upon itself, but I'm okay now. They had said yesterday on Facebook that they are sad because their dog is getting some kind of nerve damage or something, and this dog's going to be paralyzed soon. And you know, I don't know. These people, they never walk their dog. They chopped off the dog's tail back in the early days because I guess the tail knocked some stuff off of a table or something. I feel as if these aren't the best dog owners. Some people should own dogs. Mitt Romney, for example. And if you can't take care of a dog, if you can't walk the dog every day, yes, every day, feed it right. Don't feed it table scraps. I was talking to Dalton. He said his parents had a dog where they fed it table scraps all the time. Dog gets sick with that kind of nutrition and needs to be walked, and the dog's not going to have a very long lifespan. I felt really bad. They posted a video of the dog going to the beach and, kind of limping along, and it made me really sad. So dog owners out there, you know what? You have a responsibility. You need to walk your dogs. The person I met for coffee, Leilani, does a great job walking her dogs every day. She takes care of other people's dogs. She walks other people's dogs for them because they can't walk it. And so, yeah, think about it. Before you consider getting a dog, are you going to be able to give that dog a lot of attention? A lot of attention. And you know what? It's stuff that helps you. Going out and walking your dog, that helps you. You get fresh air and you walk the dog. Everyone knows that. Feeding your dog right, not feeding table scraps, that helps you out too. Maybe you shouldn't be eating the things that you shouldn't. You should eat what's on your plate, not throw so much away. Oh my gosh. The place that I work for on the weekend, they apparently, they had one of these events and they supplied it with pasta, a big thing of pasta that they purchased, and apparently they threw it all out. And it was so funny because someone else that works there, this girl, she and I were both like, what? They threw out all that pasta? They couldn't, I don't know, give it to a homeless shelter or something? So, yeah, I guess I'm saying two messages there. Walk your dogs and don't throw out pasta.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com.
Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!